Is Can We Just Talk? The podcast and YouTube series where it doesn't matter if you're living under a rock. We'll fill you in on the past week's biggest, weirdest, and most impactful stories, headlines, and developments in a nice casual conversation. Set your volume and settle in, because coming to you from a random basement in New Jersey, this is Can We Just Talk? Episode 19. We have a special guest on this week's podcast, Bobby Zebney. He's been following along. He's been listening over the past couple weeks. Jacob Berg is out this week. He's got work because he's a loser. Who works at 10 o'clock at night? I don't know. But he has some special work because he has a real job and stuff at 10 o'clock. So Bobby Zebney filling in this week. We are happy to have him. We promise we get him on the show. Episode 19, lucky 1-9. And here we are. The usual guest, Richie Wellbrock with the man bun slicked back, Austin DiSavino upstairs in our house that is suffering with Wi-Fi right now, but we're doing okay. Nice. And Chris the Sacco Sakonis joining us from his bedroom. So, guys, how's everyone doing today?
I'm great, Troy. Thanks for asking.
Great. This is always that awkward part where no one unmutes the talk first.
Again, it's up to Chris for me, Troy, per usual. If you're doing good today, Chris, then I'm doing phenomenal.
Well, luckily, I'm doing good, so.
Wow. All right. It's a good day for Richie. Wow. Bobby, how you doing? This is your first time on the show. Like I said, we appreciate you coming in tonight. So how you doing?
Yeah, I'm doing good as well. Staying busy with school and in quarantine still.
Bobby, all the way from Ohio, the current student at Ohio State University. Are you guys back in school, by the way? Are you on campus?
It depends on your major. For me, no. I'm still on Zoom University, so okay. I got class on Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, but some people, they're back on campus, but not a whole lot.
Listen, me and Sakonis, we feel that. Rutgers University, other Big Ten, like the minor league Big Ten team, we are also in Zoom U. It has been quite the experience, but nonetheless, happy to have you on tonight's show. And guys, I was looking at some of the topics you guys sent over before tonight's episode. Sounds like we've got a good mix. Sacco, I want to throw it right to you to get us kicked off. I know Jacob usually does it, but he's not here tonight. So you can be the Jacob for tonight and kick it off for us. What do you got?
All right. I guess I'm replacement Jacob now. Okay. So I don't know if anyone here follows tennis. I don't, but I'm using it as my topic anyway.
I do.
So one of the 4 Grand Slam tournaments, the Australian Open, teed off in Melbourne a few days ago. And Australia has generally done a very good job with COVID. Most of the country only has a couple isolated cases. Basically, if you come in from out of the country, you have to quarantine in a hotel for 2 weeks. But there was an outbreak at one of the quarantine facilities, and there are like 5 cases in the state of Victoria, which is where Melbourne is. So long story short, basically Australia's policy is as soon as cases show up, you immediately lock down for like a week. And in this case, the lockdown was set to take effect at 11:59 p.m. And it was in the middle of an Australian Open match that had fans. It was in like the 4th set of Novak Djokovic and Taylor Fritz. So basically they were having fans like normal because there weren't any cases. And then all of a sudden there were cases. So someone literally stopped the match in the middle of the 4th set and said, "Attention, everyone, we're going into lockdown in a half hour. Everyone go home." And then they continued the match with no fans. So if you look up Djokovic Fritz on YouTube, you'll see a match that starts with a loud, boisterous crowd and ends in deafening silence.
Chris, what was the initial fan, like, was it full capacity at the stadium?
There didn't seem to be. It wasn't like, I'll put it to you this way. It wasn't full, but I don't think it was because they were limiting attendance. Because I saw some other pictures of the Australian Open and it looked like pre-COVID. So basically, like, there were empty seats, but it wasn't because they were restricting capacity. It was just all of a sudden a couple cases pop up in a facility and they immediately institute a week-long lockdown. And they literally told the fans mid-game to go home.
Across the whole country?
Just this one state called Victoria.
Is that a state or a city? I'm not familiar with how Australia
Melbourne's the city, Victoria is the state.
So they have states too. So it's the United States of Australia.
Yes.
Is that actual? Is that how? Bobby, you're Australian. Is that how it works?
As far as I know, yeah. So,
but I will say this, Bobby, you're the only Australian person I think I know. I don't think I know any other Australian people. Anyone know anyone from Australia?
There's a kid in my high school from Australia.
They trout.
Yeah.
Maybe it's okay. Yeah, Bob, you were the. It took me 18 years to meet someone from Australia, so I'm not familiar with how stuff works.
We had a.
Go ahead, Bobby. Sorry.
Oh, we had a couple people in our high school that were like straight up from Australia, so they were like they had the whole accent and everything. Whereas it's just a ancestry thing for us.
That's tough. Well, it sounds like they knew what they were doing. Chris, this is the one sport, right? I mean, this may be golf, where they don't need to pump in like fake fan noise during the actual game because it's quiet. So I wonder how different it sounded on the broadcast. You said by the end of it, you weren't hearing people like you did at the start, but I feel like it's one of the sports that's less noticeable.
It's kind of like baseball, where like, when you're watching a baseball game on TV, most of the time the crowd, like you hear them talking in the background, but they're not making a ton of noise. But you heard it like whenever there was a big scoring play or a big turning point in the match, like you go watch like a 10-minute highlight clip on YouTube, you'll hear it like Djokovic scores a point, crowd applauds, and then all of a sudden the fourth set, without explanation, it's just dead empty.
So that would, if you can't find it on YouTube, you can just look up any New York Jets game. So the beginning of the game, there's lots of people there. By the third, fourth quarter, they're all gone. It's basically the same thing.
Same thing as a Rutgers football game too.
Chris, don't be so angry. It's just a joke.
I'm not angry. I'm just
relax,
bitter.
Chris, relax. But no, I feel like it was helpful that it was tennis, right? Because that's definitely something that would be way more noticeable over, a broadcast had it been like, not that we would do this in an NFL game because we're in the middle of very bad things and we just had 30,000 people at a Super Bowl. But I imagine that would be something crazy to see. Like start of the game, 30,000 people, end of the game, no one. And it would sound very different.
It would never happen in America. It would never happen. Like we're too stubborn. We're freaking ostriches. We stuck our heads in the sand and we're not coming up. That's why these other countries have COVID under such better control than us. That like if that announcement was made during the Super Bowl, people from surrounding towns would drive to the Super Bowl just to be there because someone told them they couldn't be there. Like it's ridiculous. It's crazy.
Somehow the population at the game would go up.
Exactly. That's what we're doing.
I can't get over the fact that but here's the part that I have a hard time grasping. Imagine, being at like a Knicks game or a Yankee game or something, and in the middle of the seventh inning, someone just went on the PA system and was like, there's been an outbreak of COVID, everyone go home, end of the game is no fans.
What's crazier is imagining people listening to that. I can imagine
would not stand for that. Like they'd be cursing out the PA guy. It would be
I paid $30
in Australia about it. The fans that were there mostly left. A couple of them got a little rowdy, but you expect that in a big crowd. There's always a couple outliers, but there were a bunch of anti-lockdown protesters that gathered outside of the stadium as they were playing the next day of matches without fans. So there was a bit of resistance, but it also helps that Australia is a continent isolated by two oceans, thousands of miles away. That makes it a lot easier to control it too. Besides just the government aspect of it.
And I want to clear this up right now. Me and Chris, we are not in the same room. We are in very different rooms right now. Me and Richie, on the other hand, we are in the same room. So thank you, Nick Breezy, for writing that in. Just wanted to clarify that. I like your avatar with Batman. But yes, getting back to your point, Chris, it has to be a different entire scenario. I mean, Australia has been very different all throughout this entire process with how they've handled COVID. I think it was like episode 10, probably like 10 weeks ago at this point, we were talking about the places in the world that have been the least touched by COVID. Australia wasn't on that list because obviously it's still a very populated country. Oceania is the continent, isn't it?
Well, Oceania is like Australia and then like New Zealand.
Australia is a country, right? Australia is a country.
I was taught that it was a continent, but I'm old.
Well, geographically it is. Well,
I know
they're talking about the islands too.
Yes, Australia is a country.
Yeah,
and a continent.
Oceania is the continent.
No, Oceania is not a continent. Oceania is a region, Troy.
Well,
Australia is a country and a continent. Like New Zealand is not a continent. New Zealand is just an island.
What continent is Fiji on?
It's not any continent. It's just an island.
But it's what?
It's in
You're
the middle
telling,
of
me
the ocean.
you're telling me there are countries out there that are not part of a continent? Every country is
Yes.
part of the continent.
Says
Not
who?
true.
Says who?
Yeah.
Is Hawaii part of North
United
America, Troy? It's in the middle of the fucking ocean.
Yeah.
But it's still on the continental plate, isn't it, or something like? Isn't that what determines it? It's not just like
What are you, a
land.
geologist?
Also, even if that were the case, it wouldn't be on the same continental plate because the San Andreas Fault cuts across California.
You freaking idiot! What's wrong with you, Troy?
You're telling me there are countries that aren't part of any continent? I'm not buying this.
Yes. Yes, Troy.
No way.
In the middle
Why
of the
does it
Pacific
have to be
Ocean, you
part of the
cannot
continent?
claim.
No
to be a part of the
way.
same continent.
There's no way this is true.
Troy.
I don't know that I'm right, but I know that you're not right.
Troy, you
Why
wearing
don't we
the
just put
crew
this on
neck
as a
sweater
poll?
on
Can you be a part of a continent if you're in the middle of the ocean?
Let us know in the comments. Maybe someone who's watching it knows this for facts.
I'm
but
looking it up right now. Continent of Australia.
Yeah, what are your sources, buddy?
Britannica.com.
This is the same guy that thought only 2,000 people fit in the freaking Rutgers Stadium.
it's true.
That was you.
That was not me.
Oh, that's a good point. That was you.
I think it was
I-
awesome.
Sounds like you're projecting a little bit, Richie.
To get back to the point, whether or not Austin's wrong about this, because I think, or Chris is wrong about this. You tell me there's countries that aren't part of any continent. I'm
We're
not
the two
buying that.
smartest guys on the show telling you this.
I'm not buying either of those things that you just said for a second. I know you're trying to pull something over on me like this, but I'm not Richie. I'm not Richie. I'm not gonna say dumb stuff and then have our social media guy make a video making fun of someone because you said something stupid. But first of all, I'm not buying it, and then second of all, tennis. That's crazy. Chris, did you bet on any of these tennis matches? Because I know that there was a lot of betting going on in the Australian.
I'm
Open.
not really a tennis fan. I only found out about this because I heard them talk about it on The Fan. And they were like, yeah, a bunch of fans were told to go home in the middle of a match because of COVID.
You're typically someone, though, who is like a hipster with sports. You follow all the sports that like aren't mainstream, though. So
yeah, soccer, rugby.
Yeah, you've been watching a lot of
but tennis
handball
isn't
right now.
tennis isn't a part of that for you.
I'm like a very
handball, right,
casual,
Chris?
like Stefanos Tsitsipas. He's Greek. He's a really good tennis player. I'll watch him, but that's about it.
Okay.
He's
All right,
kind of like one of the most famous like athletes in Greece right now because he's good. Whereas
what about Giannis? I feel like he's the most famous.
well,
Yeah,
Giannis is number one. But I'm
famous.
saying when you get after that, it used to be the soccer team, but Greece hasn't made the World Cup in like 8 years. So now they're like, fuck them.
Neither is the United States in like 4 years, right? Or however long it's been.
Yeah, but we're going to be back. American
We'll see.
soccer's back, Troy.
Don't, Chris. Why are you doing this right now? Every week,
You
every
did it.
week you bring
You
up
brought it
soccer.
up.
Every week you bring up soccer. It's a guarantee.
All right. No, I don't.
Chris, if
I
you
really
like soccer
don't.
so much, Chris, if you like soccer so much, name 10 of their songs. I bet you can't.
What?
See, can't do it. Richie, your thoughts on tennis? Do you like tennis?
Besides Giannis being as popular as he is,
Tennis.
Yeah, no, tennis is great. I'll have you know, and actually, we can have probably. I think I saw him in the comments. He can confirm this. I whooped Nikki Berzina's butt in tennis in the beautiful state of Vermont.
There's no way that's true.
Backhanded
He was
him.
on varsity
Backhand.
tennis. He was on
Beautiful
varsity
serve.
tennis.
What?
He was on varsity tennis.
Yeah, he was on varsity
And
tennis.
you-
He was like
you were
the
probably
aptitude
playing
or something.
you were probably playing in untied high top Vans that were way too loose on your feet. And he was
And I
probably like
destroyed him. That's what I'm saying. I'm insane at tennis. It's the sheer height, skill. I'm just amazing. He actually broke a racket that day. I hope he's watching so he can confirm these events.
Can you stop shaking the table? I'm begging you,
Troy, I'm not even.
Bobby.
What are you?
Thoughts on well, first of all, let me get your opinion on tennis. Do you like tennis? Second of all, I guess we already answered this question, but could you imagine, or what sport would it take in the United States that a fan base would be willing to leave a game mid-game, or is there any sport or fan base that would be willing to do so?
Well, first, I'll go with the tennis question. I like tennis. I used to play a long time ago. I was actually pretty good at it, but
Not as good as me.
probably. But I definitely fell out of it. And I know my grandfather in particular, he played tennis until he was like probably 82 years old, which is pretty amazing because tennis, you got to move around pretty quick. So, yeah, I guess tennis runs in my family a little bit. And every time I go over to my grandparents' house, we'd watch it, but I kind of never really got into it. I just kind of knew the big names and that was about it. So, but yeah, US, I don't think anything could get people. People are so stubborn, like Austin was saying, with anything. You know, anytime there's any sort of authority, it seems like we just want to go against it.
I wonder if there's any fan base that is like nice enough to be like, all right, I guess we'll leave. Like,
No.
Is there any fan base?
No, it's America.
I mean, if I had to watch this year's Jets team in person and someone told me I could leave early, I'd be very happy with that.
Well, what is the nicest fan base? And we'll start there. Like, is the nicest fan base understanding enough to even do that in the United States? Like, I'm trying to even
Phoenix, the Arizona Coyotes.
Are they a nice fan base, Chris?
They just don't exist.
I mean, they're not that rowdy, probably because there's like 7 of them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, Bobby, you're a Columbus Blue Jackets fan. What are the Blue Jacket fans like? I'm thinking like Columbus, Ohio. That they're pretty nice in Ohio. Would they leave peacefully?
I really don't think so. I don't know. Midwestern people, especially, like I was kind of going to ask you guys, because you guys are all in New Jersey or East Coast. I was going to wonder, like, how has like COVID really affected like sports at all? Because like here, my sister still goes to high school in person. Basically nothing has changed. Like they still have, football. They had the swim team, which I used to be on in high school, just like normal. So I was wondering like how that is out there, if it's much different or if it's really been under lockdown.
I mean, we can say this. I think it was Cuomo. He just made an announcement, like for the first time. This is for pro sports, I guess, maybe college sports too. I'm not sure. Saying that they're contemplating in like the next month or so, starting to allow smaller amounts of people in to watch games.
Not a month, and like I think in like 10 days, they're going to allow 10% capacity in stadiums.
February. Okay.
So it's like 2,000 people at Knicks and Rangers games, like 1,700 people at Nets games. When the Mets and Yankees start up, there'll be like 4,000 or 5,000 people. And they also have it where you have to take a test like 2 days before the game. So like kind of weed out as many possible COVID cases as possible, but you'd be spread out more than 6 feet at that capacity.
Yeah. And I think for high school, I think it's just family for the time being.
Yeah.
Depending on the sport. I know football was just family. I don't know about indoor events.
They just announced today, Troy. It was initially no fans at all.
Okay.
Just today, Governor Murphy from New Jersey was like, you can let family, like parents, watch sports indoors. So,
and then you have down in Florida, you have basketball games that could be technically at full capacities. It's just like it's crazy. This is all one country, and the policy.
I mean, Florida is basically a third world country anyway. So
there are some wild stories about Super Bowl weekend about like just full capacity clubs after the football game. Just it's like COVID is not a thing at the moment, and I just can't imagine from what we're seeing up here to a point where Chris, me and you, we're going to the rack, we're calling basketball games, and it's empty. Just imagine what it would be like right now to be in a full club after a Super Bowl that had 30,000 people in it. It's just crazy to think that this is happening in the same country, just how different policies are depending where you live. Just wild. Yeah. And I can't wait to get back to normal.
Yes.
Yeah. I know out here, like in Ohio, it seems to be so like localized. So like, I know on the news the other day, like Cincinnati public school teachers were like going on strike saying we don't want to go back, and the district is like trying to move forward with it. But my sister's school has been in person all last semester, this semester too. They only had like a 1 week break because a couple teachers came down with it. But it's so weird how like some are completely online and others are, it's like nothing's going on.
Bobby, I was kind of surprised to hear that Ohio State right now, that you specifically, you're on Zoom U right now. I for some reason I thought Ohio State was back. Maybe that was because I guess are football players back in the classroom? Are the athletes back on campus in the classroom?
Well, I mean, typically they're pretty much in online classes only, even on a normal semester. I've only seen football players like maybe once or twice. So they're not the in-person type, I guess.
Troy, I thought of an answer to your question of the nicest fan base. It would be the Manchester United football fan club from Ohio. My baby takes the morning train. She works from 9 till 5, and then she takes another home again to find me watching the Manchester United football club The greatest football team in all the land. Woo!
I don't think anyone here else. I know what you're talking about. I don't think anyone else on this stream has any idea what you're talking about.
Because you're too young. Because you're too young. Because you're too young. Get off my lawn.
I hate Manchester
That
United
movie
fans.
makes everybody watch.
Soccer fans are rowdy. I'm not buying it. I'm not buying it at all.
Okay, if you understood what my reference was.
Well, you have to make a reference that people understand. But Euro trip, yes. Nick Breezy gets it. It's in the
Put
comments.
his comment down. Put his comment down.
All right, we'll put
Give
it.
this man his credit.
Oh, Austin left. Euro
Yep.
trip. We get it. Thank you, Nick. But, well, this is unfortunate because Austin left the stream, but he's giving us our next topic. So, Austin, go ahead. Fill us in on what you got for us this week.
It's a good thing I was putting on my cherry chapstick. Can you feel it, men? Can you feel it, gentlemen? Can you feel what's in the air? Love. Love is in the air. Sunday, Valentine's Day. Chris, I know you are fielding many, many offers right now from many, many females. Troy, Richie, I know you're locked down. Bobby, I don't know, but I would assume you got many, many women or men, whatever it is, after you. I'm sure after this stream, it's going to be
Where's
a lot.
this going?
Love. Love is what brings us together. Did you hear what happened? I'm trying to set it up. I'm sorry that I have some fucking showmanship.
You're getting
Troy.
ripped apart in the comment
The
section right now.
comments
It
are
is brutal.
pissed.
Go ahead. Go ahead. Dude, I can't have dead air on a podcast. Go ahead.
I know he was doing that on purpose. A Florida man stole an engagement ring and wedding bands from a girlfriend and used them to propose to another girlfriend. Now, I'm pretty cheap. Like I'm pretty cheap. Like I still use old cups from down the shore, and like I burn my candles all the way to the bottom. But this is just insane. So basically, this guy took his current girlfriend's old engagement rings and engagement jewelry from a previous relationship and gave them to his new girlfriend. So the investigation started earlier this year when a woman from Orange City, Florida, told detectives that she had discovered her boyfriend was actually engaged to someone else. And when she looked up the fiance's Facebook page, she noticed a photo of her wearing a wedding band and engagement ring that was identical from her own from a prior marriage. So where they live is like between Orlando and Daytona Beach, so that northern part of Florida. So neither of the women knew that this guy had another girlfriend. And then instead of going out and buying her a ring, he took his girlfriend's old rings and gave them to this new girlfriend. And
Was
like,
this going to be like one of those episodes where a guy brings two girls to the dance and he just keeps like switching up? Was he just going to keep handing the ring off without the other one noticing?
yep, pretty much. Pretty much. Lied and
How did he
stole
get
from two
exposed?
women.
How did
What
he get
was that?
exposed? How did he get exposed?
I guess she found out that he was messing around on her and found the name of the other girl, and then went and found the other girl's Facebook and saw that she was like, "Ooh, check out my bling." She's like, "Those are my rings. Those are my rings." And what's funny enough is this guy has a tattoo on his arm that says, "Only God can judge me." But unfortunately, he's about to be judged by a real judge for theft, because it was about, I think the total value of this was around a little over $6,000. So this is not $6,270. So this is not costume jewelry that, I mean, like, like, why are you trying to get married twice? Like, what is the point here?
Was the ring that he stole a ring that he originally gave to that woman?
No, it was from a
that was
previous
hers.
relationship.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it was
That's
hers.
Okay, that's crazy.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah.
That's bad. Chris, you wouldn't do that, would you?
Mm,
Would
I
you
could
do
see
that, Chris? Was that something? Does that sound like?
Stealing an engagement ring? No.
I mean, you got to do it. You
No,
wouldn't do it.
no. Chris is on a first name basis with the jewelers at K Jewelers at Rockaway Mall. Guaranteed. They're like, "Yo, my boy
Fake
Chris
news.
coming in. He's got another girl. He's getting her a necklace, a girl or guy, whatever. We love you here no matter what, Chris. Like, we got a necklace for him. We got rings. We got earrings. We got pendants. We got brooches. We got tennis bracelets." And Chris is like, "Yeah, just throw it on my credit line."
Chris has a diamond guy. But
He likes him in his forehead.
But Chris, I know we were talking a few weeks ago. Chris was like perfectly cool with the guy who stole like $1 million from Kroger. So I just wanted to see. I just wanted to see where he drew the line. If he was fine with like stealing an engagement ring and it's just. I think Richie was cool with it too with Kroger. I mean, he said if it ain't ShopRite, it ain't ShopRite. So I'm fine with stealing if it's from Kroger. So I don't. Richie, your thoughts on this? Whose side are you on?
I think he shouldn't have done that. I'm on Chris's side at the end of the day. Honestly, I'm always going to be on your side, Chris.
I was talking about whose side are you on?
I thought
the guy
you
who
meant
stole.
Austin, Chris. Because like Austin was saying, it's good to steal things and
Yeah.
steal people's engagement rings and stuff like that. And Chris said the opposite.
So you're saying there's, it's not about got to do what you got to do. This guy's in the wrong. The Florida man's in the wrong.
Yeah.
I want to say this because you shared the article with us, Austin. I love that these articles have just adopted the personality of Florida Man, like as if that is a person that keeps doing these things. Like even mainstream news sites are doing like Florida Man now. It's just the one guy.
Yeah, I was just thinking that too when I read it. And I'm like exactly like you said. I like that mainstream places are just doing Florida Man. Like it's become a meme that is now acceptable. Also, I just saw that Breezy the Boss was put on a 60-second timeout in the chat. I do just want to call that out.
What did he do?
Why is that? What did he do?
He was just too active in the chat.
Oh, okay. Bobby, you are one person. You showed me live PD. This sounds like something that would there would be like a call. There's like a fight going on, and the story that would come out from live PD would be like, this guy stole a wedding ring from me and then gave it to his new fiance, even though I'm already his fiance. Live PD, correct me if I'm wrong, they operate in Ohio, right?
I'm sure they do. I've seen it just about everywhere, though, I think.
Okay.
I've seen it in like Texas, Ohio, Pennsylvania, it seems like. So
do you get any of, because I'm thinking like, I don't know. We don't have like a New Jersey man. We've talked about one New Jersey man story. It was about a guy shooting clouds out of the sky with a air cannon. But is there like an Ohio man story that pops up to your mind, or like even Midwestern type of man? Because I love these stories, and we even did a whole segment on our radio show last year for Florida Man because it was just so great. Go ahead, Austin.
I just want to jump in, and I just want to say that Cops on TV or live PD is the grossest TV there is out there. I think it's absolutely terrible that they're putting on TV someone else's worst day of their life. Like when you're getting arrested, that's a top 5 worst day. If you're getting arrested more than 5 times, then it's a top 10 worst day of your life. And I think it's great.
Did he cut out? Did he cut out? I can't tell if it's my line. I think he cut out. I don't know what happened. He'll come back in a second.
Yeah, I'm kind of taking off what he was saying. That kind of reminds me of like, I don't know if you guys remember, this was like mid 2000s probably, that show with Chris Hansen. It was like called To Catch a Predator or something like that.
Yes.
Where they would like stake out a house and like they'd have these guys come that were like chatting with underage girls online. Can you imagine if like that show was out today? Like I feel like that wouldn't fly as much because he would just show up and just humiliate these people on live television for like everyone to see, which I just feel like in like today's day and age that wouldn't be like as acceptable, even though those are horrible people.
Yeah, no, it wouldn't go as well. And I do agree with like your guys' take on that, like in Austin's take on how tough those cop shows are. But at the same time, they're extremely addicting to watch. I mean, can we all agree to that? Like they're on and hours just fly by because you can't believe the things that are happening in this country on a nightly basis. And some of these, like, I guess they have returning cops on these shows. And just like the story Austin was talking about, the story about a man stealing and then giving a ring back to.
Why'd you kick me?
We didn't. You froze and I removed you so your face wasn't stuck in a strange position. I was doing you a favor.
Did I get through my rant? Did you at least hear what I was saying?
No, we finished it.
What did I say then? What did I say then?
Cop shows, it's when a person's having their bottom 5 worst days of their life.
It's gross. We shouldn't be using that
as
bad.
Entertainment. But we are also agreeing that it is highly addictive to watch, and that's why it's still on TV because people love the shows. And it is sad, but I was tying it back to the story you shared. Like that wouldn't even be one of the craziest stories that you hear on those sites. The only things we see on those cop shows are like the altercations and when those things actually happen, like when the person actually gets pulled over or the cop shows up to the house. There's stories like that on a daily basis. And I just think it's funny that Florida Man has created this reputation for itself. It is a personality now. I think every state is like Florida Man, but Florida Man, I guess, just does it on a more frequent basis that we see these things happen. But the cop shows, yeah, are they great? No, they're not great. They shouldn't probably be on, but they are addicting to watch because it shows you these types of situations on live television. And that's why people love it, because it's Florida Man on TV.
I think the worst thing about those cop shows, like, I mean, most of the time, like the people they get like actually committed crimes, but just by nature of the law of large numbers, eventually someone's going to end up on that show getting arrested that didn't actually do anything wrong. Yeah. And that's where stuff like defamation comes in. Because if someone sees that person in the store after seeing him on TV, they're going to say, oh, this guy committed so-and-so crime when he actually didn't. So that's another issue with it.
It would be one thing if they were presenting as like a learning opportunity, because a lot of times people in these situations, it's not that they're making bad choices. It's that they usually only have bad choices. Like, it's, you know what I'm saying? Like, people are in different situations, and like, if you do something wrong, you do something wrong, but it just shouldn't be on national TV in people's living rooms while they're like eating popcorn and Skittles and judging you. And, you know, that's my soapbox, okay, for the day. I'll get off after this.
As you, I'll just restate the story, and then we can move on. Hear what Bobby has to bring to the table for this tonight's episode. But as you said, Florida Man in a lot of trouble. He stole his fiance's ring from a previous relationship and gave it to his second fiance. First fiance didn't know about it. She got pissed. I guess maybe follow along with the story, see what happens. But I'm guessing that guy's in a world for hurt. So we'll have to keep a close eye on that. Bobby, you have a topic tonight that is hit close to most of our lives on a personal level. It is a game that we all reminisce about. Fill us in on what the newest trend of Minecraft is.
All right. So I think it was back in like last October or something like that. Minecraft has announced that they're going to add the Caves and Cliffs update to the game, which I'm extremely excited for. I think a lot of people have been waiting for the longest amount of time, because everybody remembers, you know, going down in the caves in Minecraft and there'd be like a mine shaft or something like that. Well, this update's going to like take that to like a whole nother level. There's going to be like caverns underground that are massive with like aquifers, stalactites, new ores, new mobs, all sorts of stuff. So, and just this week, I think it was 2 days ago, the new snapshot for Java edition on the computer came out. And so you can kind of get a taste of what that's going to be before the release comes out. So I was just playing that a few hours ago, and it looked really cool.
I can't wait to hop in, because it's like, I think everyone agrees, if you've played Minecraft before and you had that addiction feeling to Minecraft, it's like once a year for a couple weeks you hop back in, and it's just, it feels like you're experiencing it for the first time again all over. It is, I don't know if there's any other game like it that captures it in that same way, but hold on a second, I'm talking here, and then you can go ahead, Austin. I will say, with this update and with the new technologies that we're having with VR, I think once it's capable and once if it's more accessible, Minecraft with this type of update, with how realistic it is now in caves and cliffs, I think Minecraft in VR is going to be absolutely amazing. And I think it's the game I'm most excited to try in complete VR, because this update looks incredible. Like, listen, it was creepy as a kid when you were running through these caves and you hear a zombie like groan from a few blocks away.
Do an impression of that zombie.
No, but Richie has a really good zombie impression from Minecraft. He was doing it. He didn't even know we were talking about Minecraft before we came on. He was doing it. It is good. Richie, go ahead. The floor is yours. The zombie impression. You
continue. Let me get into character.
No, that's it. Dude, come on. Go ahead.
Do a zombie noise?
Yeah, zombie noise.
All right,
hold on. I'm like pickaxing. I'm pickaxing. Oh.
I don't know.
I can do the villager impression.
It's like, that's what zombies do. That's what villagers do.
Like that, but
no.
What is that?
No.
When you get hit with something.
I don't know. But yes, update is crazy. I've seen little videos of it. I haven't actually tried it yet, because like I said, you know, you fall into Minecraft for like 2 weeks every year. That's at least what my tradition is. Those 2 weeks have not hit yet. I am excited to try it out. I've been playing it for like the past 10 years of my life, and it still is. I think it's the best video game of all time, to be honest. So new update looks great. Can't wait to try it.
You need to chill out.
Go ahead.
Fucking take, Troy. You need to chill out before I come downstairs and kick you right in the throat. Okay. I respect Minecraft. Bobby, this sounds like a really, really cool update. I want to say something. There's an update out today on consoles that's bigger and better than Minecraft. Stardew Valley 1.5 update is now out on consoles. It adds a ton more DLC. It adds couch co-op, so you can do split screen.
I've never heard of that game. I've never heard of that game.
Let me get to my announcement.
It sounds like a knockoff Minecraft, to be honest. I've never heard of it.
It's similar, right? So it's inspired by Minecraft. It's inspired
pissing off the creeper.
Animal Crossing. It's inspired by Harvest Moon. This weekend, since the update came out today, if you like Stardew, you want to get into Stardew, on this channel tomorrow and Sunday and possibly Monday, my wife and I will be streaming from start a new farm in the 1.5 update. So if you want to watch that, it's coming out tomorrow and Sunday on this platform, twitch.com/polarmedia.
Getting back to the point, we can do our creeper impression. It's a little
ooh.
No. It's a
ooh. Ooh.
That's it.
My friend actually, Lauren, from the Carolinas over there, she can do a really good creeper noise.
If you're Lauren, if you're watching, put your impression in the chat. We'll read it out. We'll read the impression. So yeah, Chris, I know you told me you're indifferent about Minecraft, correct? You just played sports games growing up, right? Did you ever play Minecraft?
Never played Minecraft. I was strictly FIFA, Madden, 2K, Flight Simulator. That's it.
I feel like I could see you playing Minecraft, to be honest. I feel like it's a game that it's very simple. It's a very simple, like, I don't know. It's like almost like Lego.
Look, I'm not saying I don't like it. I genuinely have no like.
Why do you hate Minecraft?
Chris hates Minecraft.
Why do you hate Minecraft?
You're putting words in my mouth, Troy.
Why do you hate Minecraft? Now I have to put a banner. Chris hates Minecraft.
Troy, let me set this up. Chris, how many likes to get a Minecraft tattoo?
10,000
on TikTok. How many?
10,000.
10,000 likes on TikTok.
That's not going to happen, Troy.
Yes, it is. We can get 10,000.
That's literally 20 times what you barely got for the earring.
Yes, because that was the goal we set. We set 10,000 for a
no way
tattoo.
You're going to get that many.
A permanent tattoo of Steve on your ass. You were going to get Steve tattooed on your ass.
I'm actually getting a tattoo. You're crazy.
We said 500. We got 500 in like a day.
10,000. That's easy, Chris.
I'm also questioning the legitimacy of those accounts. I think there was some illegal voting going on.
You can't pull it.
I want to recap it. 10,000 likes on TikTok. Chris is going to get Steve tattooed on his ass for my.
I don't know who that is.
Oh TikTok, my god! Let's get these likes.
That's just wild. That's wild. He's gonna have an earring, which we have to talk about in a little bit because Chris is supposed to get an earring. The current vote is hoop. Chris is getting a hoop earring. That will be here next episode. If we get 10,000 likes on this next TikTok, you're getting Steve from Minecraft tattooed on your ass.
All right. If we get 10,000 likes, you're gonna have to pay my rent because my family will kick me out of the house if I get a tattoo.
They don't want to know.
They're very anti-tattoo.
That's what we're putting on your ass.
Look at your butt? What do they look at your butt?
Why would we? What? No.
How are they gonna know that you got a tattoo on your butt?
Not on my butt.
Well, we're getting it on your ass.
Tattoo is gonna be.
No.
Well, you can hide it. Well, you agreed to it, Chris. We said tattoo on your ass.
I did not hear the ass part.
You gotta listen. You're getting it on your ass.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm not doing that.
Bobby, as I was saying, I don't know how
I'll get one.
You've played this already, right? You've played this update?
Yeah. I just played it like a couple hours ago. It was really cool. Have you all played the Nether update that came out last year
from the new Nether armor and everything like that?
Yeah, there's like new Nether armor. There's like biomes in the Nether now. I remember when like the Nether there was like nothing. You basically just went in just to hang out, I guess.
I remember the biggest update for me. I think I was in 7th grade at the time, and me and my friends were all talking about it. We could not wait for it to come to Xbox. Eggs. They were bringing eggs to Xbox where you could spawn stuff.
Oh yeah,
that was like mind blown because it just made everything. You didn't have to like in creative mode. You don't have to carry wheat and go find cows and bring them back. You could just spawn them right there. I think, Chris, honestly, I think you'd like the game. Once we get 10,000 likes, I think you're going to enjoy having Steve tattooed on your ass for Minecraft.
Yeah, that's not happening.
I'll
get the earrings, but that's
I'll do it.
I'll do it.
You don't think, Chris? You don't think they're going to get 10,000 likes on this TikTok? You don't think it?
I don't expect it, and I just don't think that's going to happen.
It's going to happen, Chris. And
where are we going to get 10,000 likes from, Troy?
I don't know.
Where?
What do you think? There's less than 10,000 people that use TikTok?
I mean, they don't follow us though.
You don't have to
not
follow
yet, Chris.
people.
Not yet.
Chris has never been on TikTok. He doesn't know exactly how
I've been on
works.
it once, and it was because Troy called me at 11:30 at night. It was like, bro, you have to like this TikTok. And I'm like, all right.
Chris liked the own TikTok video of him needing to get an earring. So secretly he wants to get the earring.
Not sure. I've not opened the app since that happened.
So, Chris, what we're going to do, since I'm the COO, I'm in charge of logistics here. We're going to set you up an appointment at a piercing tattoo shop up in the county that you live. We're going to come up with a film crew. We're going to film you before, and we're going to get your reaction after you come out. We're going to get you a nice.
We'll see. We might have to give Chris a little privacy on the earring side. We don't want to stress him out.
Yes, the earring is where we need the privacy.
Tattoo, we're going to be there. Tattoo, we're going to see both cheeks as you get one. You get
no, this is content.
I think this is the last time I'm going to be on this podcast. Honestly,
if Chris gets to leave the podcast, I get to leave the podcast.
Like
too,
I'm trying to build a career
That's
for
not
myself.
fair.
I don't need this coming up in a job interview. Like
What,
I'm just
earring?
Chris, you said it.
not the earring.
The tattoo.
Yeah,
it's all right. It'll be fun.
The tattoo's not going to hold you back.
Clerk here at Walmart, but we noticed you have a tattoo of Steve from
Walmart.
Minecraft on your
Whoa, Walmart.
You can't.
You think I'm trying to get a job at Walmart? Richie,
Listen, I'm
do you
just
even
saying,
know what
Walmart
I want to do for a living?
Minecraft.
Mike
hates
Ryan has
Minecraft, Chris.
tattoos. Mike Ryan has tattoos, Chris.
I'm not a tattoo person.
Not yet. In about 10,000 likes, you will be.
I mean,
Okay,
I don't
but
think you're
earring,
getting 10,000
earring.
likes, though. I mean, earrings, like that's not a big deal.
Listen,
Canceled. Damn. Yo, we just got canceled, guys.
what would happen?
Stop the pod.
All right. Well, you know what time it is, everybody. It's time for our new segment, Local Notes,
I didn't think
with
about
Richie
it, bro.
Wellbrock. Hold on. We got to try it
no.
out. Hold on. And now it's time for Local Notes with Richie Wellbrock.
What am I supposed to say, Troy?
Richie, it's time for Local Notes with Richie Wellbrock. Tell us a story from your week.
Let's see.
Go ahead. I know you have a busy life, so give us your local
God,
notes. What's
what
going on in your life? Because I
Um,
try to give you a story on a national level, and you're like, I can't pick anything. So I'm literally making it like, just tell us what happened to you this week.
All right. Today I made $2.1 million in Grand Theft Auto 5. I will say that. I also got this. Oh wait, wrong. Sexy Sokka looking at.
Let me look at that. Wow, that's a good haircut.
Thanks. Been working on my mustache game. It's not really working quite yet, but Chris told me to believe, so I'm gonna keep trying.
First time I heard that.
What else did we do today, Chris?
That was Local Notes with Richie Wellbrock.
What about your week? What did you do this week?
Wait, you giving me the whole week? Chris and I had a blast this week.
All right, moving on.
Bobby is never going to come back on this. Bobby's never going to come. He's like, I'm done. I'm out.
Richie acts like we spend the entire week together. I've never actually met this man in person.
4 out of 7 days is a lot.
You FaceTime every night. You FaceTime every night before bed.
Not true.
You expect me to get a full night's sleep without a text goodnight from you? FaceTime goodnight from you?
All right. I think we've gotten to everyone's stories. I'll wrap it up. I saved the best for last. I thought it was a very, not funny for the person. We'll save the best. Yeah. All right. Last story of the night.
I am the best.
I have
run the
a
best podcast as well, just because, plug for polar music.
I got a story about a 40-year-old Tessica Brown of Louisiana. She revealed on social media that a month ago, she ran out of her trusty got-to-be glued blasting freeze spray hair product. You spray it and it's like a hairspray. Hairspray so strong, Pauly D and his immovable vouch. I don't know what they're saying here. All right. When Brown hit empty, she decided to seal her style with Gorilla Glue spray adhesive. Does everyone know what Gorilla Glue is?
Yeah, it's made from gorilla bones. It's really inhumane.
Nope. So it's just super, super, super strong glue.
Like industrial glue.
Yes. She unfortunately learned it is not made for hair on a human head. It's not made for any hair. She later had to get surgery to get the glue removed from her hair. But this is a pretty big brain fart. And I'm sure if the bottle before it had to have said not for human use, don't put this on your skin. I don't know if it said don't put this on your hair, but I don't know where she got this glue. And when she bought it, she thought that it is okay to use it on your hair. She must have bought it in like the Home Depot or Lowe's or something
Walmart.
like that, or Walmart.
Where Chris works.
Where Chris wants to work. In the glue section, I just can't understand what goes through your head when you're like, all right, I'm out of hairspray. Let's use this super glue on my hair.
Was that the purpose that she was trying to use it for? As like a hairspray substitute?
She ran out of got to be. She ran out of got to be, and she needed hair product.
Yeah, but she didn't go buy it for the purpose.
No, but that honestly, I think makes it worse. It was just like she bought it as glue. She bought it to be glue.
Troy, you didn't even know that Australia is a continent. And you're
I
yelling at
thought
someone.
Oceania was a continent.
No, yeah. We all agreed that Australia was its own continent. It's the other islands that came into question.
I thought those were a part of that continent. And I thought that's what we're getting off topic. Don't pull me into that. It was bought to be glue. It wasn't like she was at the store. It was like, oh, this looks like a hair product. No, like I'm pretty sure she just used it because she was out of got to be. And when it hit empty, she decided to seal it with Gorilla Glue spray adhesive from her house. Again, it is a permanent, moisture-resistant, heavy-duty adhesive meant for fabric, paper, wood, plastic, cardboard, foam, metal, and more! Exclamation point.
More.
Not hair. Well, maybe they got to change that because she saw more and she thought hair. As a point of reference, if it's made for metal, it's probably not made for hair moving forward.
Yeah.
Richie, I can see your hairstyle. I'm pretty sure Richie, you did Gorilla Glue for that, right? It just hasn't. You're not going to be able to get it out for a while.
Well,
why are you eating on the pod?
I didn't think that I was gonna.
Why are you eating pistachios on the pod?
He'll wait. Go ahead.
Anyway, yeah, no, I didn't think that I was gonna need to change it. So yeah, I just bought Gorilla Glue. See, the problem is getting it out. Once you put it in, it's fine.
Hashtag when you eat on the pod. Yes, Momac13.
Thank you. Let's start it. Let's make it a thing.
No, I think it's like
stop eating pistachios on a podcast. It's an audio.
Listen, Nick Brazina out there said I was eating edamame.
He can eat on his own time.
You don't get paid to eat. You get paid to talk.
Chris, your hair, would you use it? You're out of got to be. Like, what are you doing in that situation? Are you going no product or are you going Gorilla Glue?
You go. I mean, I'm not. I go no product. I think if I were out of shampoo and I were looking for substitutes, I would look at the Gorilla Glue and say this probably isn't appropriate to use on human hair, and I would put it down and find something else, or just rock with no product because my hair looks bad with or without Gorilla Glue. So
Bobby, you all natural hair? Any product in there?
No product.
This wouldn't be an issue for you at all.
No, it wouldn't. And I don't think if I was looking for something like that, Gorilla Glue would be one of my options for sure.
I think that's the bottom of my list.
Yes.
Austin, go ahead. I can see you.
Are you throwing to me?
I was letting everyone else talk. I mean, let some people speak. Go ahead.
Go ahead, everyone else.
Everyone else spoke. Go ahead.
No, I think it's a funny story. It's a funny headline. I feel bad because she had to undergo like surgery to have it removed, and like on one side it's like, yeah, that's pretty dumb. Like it's literally called Gorilla Glue, and I think the logo is like a gorilla like holding something with its hand like real strong like. But I think it's important that we don't judge people on their lowest moment. Like, even though I'm the guy that brought a story about someone stealing some rings, so I'll point out my own hypocrisy. One thing I do want to bring up is that I've seen a lot of people out there comparing this to the McDonald's hot coffee lawsuit because people are saying they should press charges, but this is very, very different from the McDonald's lawsuit. The person that sued McDonald's, that coffee was 180 to 190 degrees Fahrenheit. That's insanely hot. That's way too hot for any coffee. And McDonald's would keep their coffee that hot, so it limited the amount of refills people did. So they were making it that hot so people wouldn't go get refills. So it was to save a little bit of money on coffee, which has a really high ROI. And that person that spilled it on themselves was only seeking like $20,000 just to get their surgery removed because they burned their genitals. But anyway, it sucks. It's sad. It is a little bit of funny. I wouldn't personally use Gorilla Glue, but I do use product in my hair. That's why I look so fresh.
Here is the official statement coming from Gorilla Glue. It said, "We are aware of the situation and we are very sorry to hear about the unfortunate incident that Miss Brown experienced using our spray adhesive on her hair. This is a unique situation because this product is not indicated for use in or on hair as it is considered permanent. Our spray adhesive states in the warning label, do not swallow, do not get in eyes, on skin, or on clothing. It is used for craft, home, auto, or office projects to mount things to surfaces such as paper, cardboard, wood, laminate, and fabric. We are glad to see in her recent video that Miss Brown has received medical treatment from her local medical facility and wish her the best." You know, at the end of the day, they're probably like, yeah, our product works really well. So they're probably like proud of how strong
It
the
works
product
well.
is.
What it's designed to do.
This is good marketing for them. This is good PR. Like, look how strong this is. Like, this lady has to get surgery. I'll shut up.
Gorilla Glue is not frequently talked about in the news. So this is, I don't know if it's like great
All publicity
PR,
is good
but
publicity. They're talking about Gorilla Glue like, wow, Gorilla Glue. It's enough to mess up someone's hair. I should probably use it for my home renovation. Like,
listen, I'll say this. You get Gorilla Glue, you use it once, you never have to buy a hair product again, ever. You're set.
You just can't change your hair.
I do have to say, if Harry Browns is still watching, the Gorilla Glue that we put on the bench downstairs in my house did break, so we're gonna have to try to repair that again.
I broke it, Harry Brown.
Not on purpose. It was not on purpose. It was an accident. That's what you should have done in local news. That's what you should have done.
Did you try putting it in your hair and then putting it on the bench? That might help. That might help. Anyone have any? I mean, is that the brand we use? I know there's like Oops, like there's Oop Glue. Bobby, what's your go-to preference of glue? Is Gorilla Glue your go-to super glue?
I can't remember the last time I genuinely used glue, but I have used Gorilla Glue in the past, and I've had pretty good results with it. So I guess I'll stick with that now, especially after seeing this story.
That's good to hear. That's good to hear.
It's a good product.
It sounds pretty reliable, honestly.
It's so good you need a doctor to get it fixed out. But
do you know if she's like pursuing like a lawsuit about that, or is she just?
I don't think there'd be a case.
No,
yeah, I don't think she would win.
Yeah.
I mean, there's nothing about putting it in hair. They just said skin, clothing.
That's a good point. It doesn't say anything.
Connected to the skin, so if you're putting it on your scalp, by extension, it is on the skin.
I'm sure there's a Saul Goodman out there that would be able to plead this case and win. But from what I've seen, I don't think she is. She had a GoFundMe where she raised about $10,000. She flew out to LA and a surgeon performed it for free, which is really nice. Which just goes to show, like, as we were talking about at the beginning, like in America, as any place, like people can kind of be stubborn and dumb and don't want to leave. But there are good people out there that do things out of the kindness of their heart. And I think that's important to remember, especially in these times.
You know, Cheap Shot Slim commented, "Why do gorillas need glue?" I'm not going to answer that because I don't know the answer, but it is a good point because gorillas are covered in hair. You know, maybe let's think of an animal that can be the spokesperson and maybe not Gorilla Glue, but what doesn't have hair? What kind of animal doesn't have hair? Like turtle glue? Because that could be dangerous for a gorilla. You're covered in hair.
Do you think animal crackers are for animals?
No, but they're not dangerous to animals.
Yeah, but it's saying, like, why do gorillas need glue? It's not. It's just it's a name of a place. It's not a place. It's a brand.
Fish glue. Shark glue that's a good one too.
Turtle.
I said turtle glue.
Out of nowhere.
I said turtle glue. I think that's a good idea.
Who is she? We need to get this person on this pod.
Horses have hair, Austin.
Dolphins.
Hooves.
Terrible idea. Dolphins do have hair.
Dolphins?
Yeah,
what?
Harambe wouldn't have died if he had the glue that he needed.
That is true.
Harambe would not have died.
Well,
shout out to It's Unlikely.
On that note, R.I.P. Harambe. To represent him, we had to have Bobby on the episode tonight, repping Ohio. Cincinnati. They got that. They got that fight with Harambe, and it's, you know, ever since then, things have been a little
City
wild.
hasn't been the same, huh, Bobby?
The world hasn't been the same.
The world, yeah.
It's really
Look
been.
at COVID-19. That's because of Harambe. This is all a chain reaction. Have you ever heard of the butterfly effect? Hello, this all started when Harambe died.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, not wrong, but
a lot of people say 2016 was like the peak, and then Gorilla dies. What's happened since?
Nothing.
Well, Gorilla dies, and then later a woman gets Gorilla Glue stuck in her hair. It sounds like they're
connection. I think so.
Chris, what were you gonna say? And then
I mean, COVID-19 really all started when Rutgers got good at basketball.
Yeah, it's a good point.
Like the first cases were found right after Rutgers blew out Seton Hall, and then everything just went downhill from there.
Look,
the world cannot accept a good Rutgers basketball team.
I'll give you that, but Rutgers only got good at basketball because they sold their soul to the devil, and the devil took Harambe. Okay? You can't prove me wrong.
Now, easy here. This is not Joe Namath and the New York Jets we're talking about here.
We're talking about
that man actually made a deal with the devil.
Sacrifice
I love football.
And then Nick Foles did the same thing 50 years later. But, you know.
As I was saying, R.I.P. Harambe. This has been Can We Just Talk, episode 19. Hard to believe, but we appreciate everyone coming in tonight. Bobby, we loved having you on the show. And thanks for everyone for listening. We appreciate everyone providing some great comments. More content coming out this week, so make sure to stay tuned. Again, this has been Can We Just Talk, episode 19.